in coastal South Carolina, we're seeing a whole new type of development pressure. And what we have are these big out-of-state home builders that are coming in and targeting rural areas because of our state's weak septic tank regulations. And what happens is they're targeting areas that don't have public services like public water or public sewer. And so these neighborhoods are built with densely packed homes, packed real close together, in some cases as many as 3 houses per acre. And they're all serviced by septic tanks. And so that means that you have, as many as 200 septic tanks or 300 septic tanks all packed into close proximity together. And in our, porous coastal soils with high groundwater tables, frequent flooding, that can be a huge problem for nearby water quality and really threatens the health of our oyster beds, our oyster fisheries. It threatens the health of people that want to swim and recreate in those waters, and really endangers places like Cape Romaine National Wildlife Refuge. Our coastal environment here in the Lowcountry of South Carolina is really problematic for septic tanks. We have high groundwater tables, really porous coastal soils, and we have frequent rainstorms, flooding. We're under threat from sea level rise. We're growing and rapidly developing, and all of those things mean that septic tanks are a real threat to our health, to public health, and to health of our estuary systems. And so they really don't belong in this area. And we want to make sure that we're protecting these coastal resources for future generations. Back in 2011, we were shocked to learn that there wasn't a lot of water quality testing going on that could tell you when and where it was safe to swim. DHEC has a really robust program for testing of marine beaches, and that's great. But if you spend any time in Charleston, if you're from Charleston, if you love this place, you know that there's a lot of recreational activity that occurs in our creeks and rivers. Look at any holiday weekend, and local creeks and rivers are packed with people swimming, boating, paddling, enjoying all those activities that make the Lowcountry so special. And that knowledge, coupled with hearing from locals like Mary Edna Frazier, that she was getting sick from swimming off her dock in James Island Creek. Ear, nose, and throat infections, skin rashes, things like that are what happens when our waterways are too polluted to swim. And so when you put those two things together, we saw a real need to start a robust testing program that could keep the public informed about when and where it's safe to swim, but could also generate the data needed to drive change and get these waterways cleaned up. This is one of those challenges that's a lot cheaper to fix on the front end than it is on the back end. And so if we're very thoughtful about how we grow and how we develop and where water and sewer is provided, and targeting development into those areas where it exists, then I think we're growing in a way that really respects our natural environment and respects our estuary systems and public health. You can just look at James Island Creek, look at all the work that's going around Shem Creek, and the millions of dollars in funding that are going into those areas to fix a problem that was created, a few generations ago. And so if we are smart about how we do this now and stop putting septic tanks in areas where they don't belong, we're going to save ourselves and the next generation a lot of money, and we're going to keep waterways from being polluted.